everyone, it's Leo and it's time to talk about episode 17 from Healing Good PreCure. This was a Chiyo episode and I was very excited because Chiyo is my favorite, Cure Fontaine is my favorite from Healing Good, and this was a very nice episode. So Chiyo's family has an inn, so let's just start by saying Chiyo's father is hot. Girl, Chiyo girl, I didn't know your father was that hot. And it's interesting to notice that we've already seen Nodoka's family, we've already seen Hinata's family, and Chiyo's family. We didn't see it act that well, and we were all wondering who was that boy that appeared with Chiyo in the preview of this episode, and it was actually Chiyo's brother. We didn't even know that she had a brother. And in this episode, we were able to see that the family works together in the Sawaizumi, what is the name? It's not an inn. It has a name, I forgot. But anyways, so they have like this inn and people go, and Chiyo noticed right at the start that her grandmother has like this soul of a host and someone who knows how to do things, how to please other people. So she knows what people like. She knows what they want in their room and what is going to please them, so she gives them the best experience. And Chiyo we've been seeing this in Healing Good since the start. Chiyo is someone who's very observant. She notices things and she can notice emotions and she can notice details like this because she was able to notice why her grandmother was so adamant in separating things depending on the rooms, depending on the bedrooms that people were going to stay in, because she wanted to please them. She knew what they liked, and so she was doing that. So I really liked that the way Chiyo handled the whole situation, and I love the way Healing Good deals with Chiyo, because this part of her personality is always going to be there. And another interesting thing about this episode is that when we talked about episode 15, which was a Nodoka and Dabirin episode, I said that we barely saw Chiyo and Hinata. And in this episode, which was a Chiyo episode, the writers were able to connect all of the characters way better. We see Chiyo working on the inn, on the hotel, and Pegitan is there with her, adorable, helping her and cleaning everything before her brother. Oh my god, that was so cute. Oh, Pegitan, come on, Pegitan is so adorable. Not only that, we see the other characters as well. We see Nodoka, we see Latte, we see Dabirin, we see Hinata, and we see Nyatoran. They're always interacting. And that scene that they said, okay, we want to see what Chiyo's doing, how she's doing. And Nyatoran said, I'm going to take a shower with the bad things. God, that was so great. And so Chiyo helped her family, but her mission was to make a foreign family feel at home in Japan. So she went on to show Sukoyaka City to them. She was able to show her hospitality by showing the city around and, giving them pointers. And, I feel like this is very nice. When talking about myself, when I go to another place, a different place that I don't know anything about, I would sometimes like to have some pointers of things. And when you go to a hotel that you have this kind of service, it's very nice. I don't know why I'm saying this, but it's very nice. Chiyo did this in an extraordinary way, and I wonder if the Japanese hotels, or at least some of the Japanese hotels more local, like the Sawaizumi one, are like this. Because if they are, girl, I want to go. I mean, I want to go already, but if they're like that, I want to go even more. But, it was interesting to see her dealing with the family and everything, but there was that little girl, Emily. By the way, Emily from Glitter Force, girl, we now have an official Emily in PreCure, and it's not you. Sorry about that. But Emily was not feeling happy at all. She was feeling happy, but she didn't want to show that. And that was because her family was moving to Japan and she didn't want to. I totally understood Emily, and I'm just gonna say this because, it feels like she was afraid of not making any friends, and she was going to leave her country, which is, we don't know where it is, which we don't know which country it is, but she was afraid of losing her friends and not making any new friends in Japan. And so this is a relatable thing. This is normal for a kid. And when you are a child like that, you have no voice. You have no power of decision. Because when you're an adult, you can in most or certain situations, you can work your way around things. So if your family is moving and you don't want to move, you have a job and you have ways to stay, you can. And like, you can do your own thing if it's possible for you, if you have the means to do it. But if you're a kid, it doesn't matter what you want, it doesn't matter what your condition is, you don't have a voice in most cases. But Emily didn't have a voice, so she couldn't do anything, so she was very afraid. So Chiyo started working with that. But before that, we had her with the girls, which was another very interesting thing. One of the episodes where Chiyo was feeling uncertain about herself, I don't remember which episode it was. It was that episode that she was going to have to jump, and she was very afraid of that. She was able to share that with the girls, but she was not like forefront open about that. She took some time to think about things and then she shared it with the girls. And that's what she did in this episode as well. The girls asked her what was going on. She was like, nothing. But then when she got to the sea, which was the same place that she shared her first feelings in that other episode, in this episode she did the same. When she got there, she was able to feel free and let go of her uncertainties of sharing it, and she did share it with the girls. So again, I think that this is another way of showing how nice they are working with Chiyo as a character. So that's why I really love her. You know, the writing on Chiyo, I think it's really being great. And so by sharing it with the girls, she had an insight and she had an idea to go talk to Emily, and so that's what she did. So she talked to her, she understood her, and she made a promise to take her to the park. They could play together and they could have fun, and she could show her how interesting it can be, how interesting life can be. And so getting to the villain portion of this episode, we had Shindoine being a queen. And we had a little interaction between her and Batete Moda. Batete Moda told her, like, Batete Moda was trying to, sweet talk her, but she quickly grasped that, just like that reason. So Guaido was the only, Guaido only has 2 brain cells. So, one of them is for muscles and the other one is for loving me. So, and he quickly fell on Batete Moda's talk, but Shindoine didn't. So Shindoine was the one to attack. But before that, Batete Moda made a comment that made me like, what is happening? He talked about King Byogen not being there. Where was King Byogen? Because King Byogen was there before. Where is he now? What is he doing? Like that blob of energy, that shadow, what is he doing now? What is going on here? I think he went on to meet Tachinu, because there's that theory going around that King Byogen is actually Latte's father. I love that theory so much. It's so out there, it's so unbelievable that I love it. But, I don't believe in it, but I just had to share this because that's awesome. And Shindoine in this, Shindoine is a good villain, but in this episode, she was great. She was incredible. And I think that she was sexier than she was before. She was really feeling her oats, and I loved that. And honestly, it feels like Batete Moda is the one that stands out to me, but if Shindoine keeps on acting like she did in this episode, I'm gonna love that. I am going to love that. She's probably gonna be my favorite because girl did everything. She was having fun and she was feeling sexy. It was raining. I'd rather be dry, but at least I'm alive. Rain on me, rain, rain. She was like performing there. I loved it. She wasn't, but in my fantasy she was. So the fight started, and the fight was a big disappointment actually. It was nice that they showed how she wanted to protect the park, but that was it. Like, we didn't have any interesting moments in the fight. And here is the point that Healing Good is being kind of disappointing. The Cures can do so much more, and they're not showing that. They're not being able to deliver that in the fights, in the regular episodes. I'm not talking about big fights or big moments, but in episodes like this, which can be considered by some filler episodes, why aren't they giving the Cures their full potential? Come on. They deserve more than what they've been doing. They can do so much more. And one interesting thing, they weren't being able to reach the monster, and then like, why didn't they think of a strategy, and why didn't they use the different bottles or different ways of working with the fight? Why? They could have thought of something more creative for this fight, I believe. So this was the downside of this episode for me. But Chiyo now has the rain bottle, very beautiful bottle, my favorite in the design of it, and I cannot wait to see her using it. But I'm wondering, Nodoka has a new bottle, but she hasn't used it yet. Are they actually going to use those bottles as attacks? Now I'm curious. So another thing that I want to say is that after that, they were able to gather Emily and make Emily smile. So that shows how Chiyo's hospitality is and how she's working towards that. And so the last thing I want to say is that usually in PreCure, we have Cures wondering what they want to do with the future and everything. In Chiyo's case, I mean, it's not that she's sure of what she wants to do, but one thing is clear: she is good at her family's tradition. She's good at this and she loves it. So maybe she already found her way. She is someone who is already sure of what to do. So that's probably not something that we're going to see in the future. We're probably going to see different focuses on her personality, which they have lots of room to work with that. But I like this new take. Having a cure that knows what she wants to do and doesn't get her debating with that. And she's good at what she wants to do as well. So she just needs to polish. She just needs to learn. She just needs to live it more to become better at it. So I believe that this is a good thing. I really believe that this is a good thing. And this is a nice way of writing a character. Anyways, that was my view on episode 17. Please leave a comment with yours. Let's keep talking in the comment box below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye!